welcome back to Poshcats Camping. We're at home again. We've only been home for about 5 days. Just enough time to do the usual childminding and shopping. Had a haircut this morning. A bit chilly around the ears. But we're getting ready for another trip, and this is our Christmas trip. Always an enjoyable trip, the winter trips, and especially when it's Christmas. Last year was cut short, of course, because of lockdown, so we're going to make the most of this year. And we're travelling west. We're going west towards Bath and into Wiltshire, and then up into the Cotswolds. So a little bit different this time, but we are meeting some lovely friends along the way as well, to wish them a Merry Christmas too. So first few things we've got to do initially is to check the van. It's been winterized. I've drained all the tanks down, and I'm leaving the tanks until tomorrow morning, because we still here in Suffolk are experiencing some quite nasty frosts at the moment overnight. This morning there was ice on the windscreen, and the van was pretty darn chilly. So it's quite obvious that it's too risky to put fluids into the tank, water and so on into the tank, until tomorrow morning when we start off on our journey. Now, tyres. We have got all-season tyres on Smurf, so we're quite confident that they can cope with the wet and potentially slippery weather. And also, you know, if we get onto a little bit of grass, we can cope with our the tyres we've got. We know that we should be fairly safe. But we're going to check the engine fluids. I'm going to do that under the bonnet in a moment, and I'm going to check the tyre pressures. This time, yes, I'm going to get criticism for this, I know, but we are taking little Ethel with us. And the reason for that is that our friends and ourselves in our motorhomes don't have travel seats. And to make it a lot easier, if we want to go to the pub or we want to go to the shops, we can do that without worrying too much. Yes, we could get taxis and things, but it's much nicer to be independent, particularly in undercurrent circumstances with all that's going on. We think having our own independence is quite nice. So I'm going to prepare Ethel. I haven't given Ethel a wash. She had a wash a couple of weeks ago, but I have given Smurf a good clean. So, and Sue's inside now packing stuff. So let me show you what I'm going to use to check my tyres. It's a new gadget that my sister bought me for my birthday last month. Well, this is not a paid promotion of any sort. This is just a gift that I was bought for me. It was my choice. I did say to her I'd like one like this, and it comes in a bag. I believe it was bought on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. It's branded as Tyre Well, and it's really just a 12-volt compressor. Now it needs to be used on the vehicle battery once the engine's running. So you know it's about 13 amps draw, I think. So you've got to be careful if you've got a Jackery or something like that with a 10 amp outlet. You'll probably still need to use the car or the vehicle battery. So that I'm going to plug that in just a moment, and let me get it out of the bag. So here's what comes in the bag. I have used this before, so I'm fairly confident that I know how it works. But it's literally a compressor with a gauge on the top there. You do get an extendable line, which is in spring, so that's really good for packing away. Your 12-volt cable with the adapter or the plug there. And you've also got an adapter here which you can put straight onto the battery if you want to with these clamps, so you can also connect it that way. So this is your air line, and it connects into the extendable line here. So let's get the engine running, and I'll get the first dust cap off the wheel, and we'll pump up some tyres. Right, well, I've got the line plugged in to the cigarette lighter on the dashboard, and the engine is running up front here. You may be able to hear it, and let me show you what I've got down by my side here now. So there's the line plugged into the dashboard, and it runs along here. I've disconnected the mains from the vehicle at the moment, the electric hookup. Here's the compressor, and the line goes onto my back wheel. Now I've checked the handbook, and I'm going to put in 55 in pounds per square inch in the back and 50 in the front. So let's switch it on. Well, that's it. That's the back one. Just needed a little bit of air in it, and I'll disconnect this and we'll start on the front. And I'm doing the same on this other side. And putting 55. That should do it actually. 55 in the back there. And now it's Ethel's turn. I've still got the engine running on the van. I'm just going to do Ethel's tyres. Chinny's 33 in the front and 35 or 36 in the back. So let's give that a go. And it's just under 30, so tiny little wheels on this car really. But let's get under the bonnet and pull that lever there. And then under here there's a little lever as well, which you press and up it comes. That needed both hands to lift that bonnet on the catch there. So got these coolant fluids here, all looking good. The other one we need to look for is, well, we've got the oil top up here, we've got the dipstick here. I'm just going to check that. The windscreen washer fluid, I've just topped that up just now, and hydraulic fluid here is just on max, so I think we're good to go. It's all looking fairly tidy under here. I usually check this guttering along here for leaves and things as well, because that gets pretty mucky. And as if by magic, look, I found a screwdriver lodged in there. So the mechanic or whoever was under here last, if you want it back, let me know if it's yours. Fascinating, isn't it? Found a drill bit on the roof as well. So empty toolbox, methinks. Well, mucky engines and new cameras don't mix, so I'm going to go wash my hands, and in a bit we're going to make sure the car, I've just done the car tyres, and we're going to make sure the car's all good to go as well, and then in the morning we'll hitch up and we'll be away first thing. Well, good morning. It's the next day now, and it's a damp, drizzly day. I've just linked the car up, and I couldn't film it because the rain was coming down fairly heavily when I was doing that. So I'll show you a little bit of footage in just a moment of me connecting the car up when we took little Ethel to Great Yarmouth for her service. I recorded it then and never used the footage, so I'll use that in just a moment. But here we are, look, we're all connected up and ready to go. We've got quite a long journey. Google says about 3.5 hours, but we know when we go on the M25 anything can happen. We're allowing about 5.5 hours. That includes a break. So let's get on the road and we'll catch up with you in Devizes.